Alright, here we are. The last problem. The final episode of Friendship is Magic. Like I said, we are getting a season 10 in the comics, and of course, more Equestria Girls and G5 will eventually come out, but this is the end of the actual show. Something that's been a part of my life since early 2012, like literally January 2012. I don't want to waste too much time, but I do want to kind of talk about how I got into this show, because I don't think I've ever talked about it. It was late 2011, and 3 people I was watching at the time made videos about it. The first was Buck Reviewer, back when he was Buck555. He did a couple of reviews for episodes, and I remember thinking, the hell's this, My Little Pony? Why is he talking about that? Then, the Cartoon Hero, who I had recently gotten into his stuff, did his top 10 worst episodes of good cartoons, which was basically the inspiration for Kids Are Smarter Than This. But yeah, he did that, and I knew every episode on there except for Feeling Pinky Keen. And again, I was like, what is this show? Why are men, like grown men, watching My Little Pony? And again, I just sort of brushed it off. Started to hear stuff like, oh, like there's this My Little Pony show, and like a lot of grown men are watching it. Then, Rebel Taxi did his review of it, and in that featured a few of the songs, like Art of the Dress, I think it had Winter Wrap Up, and also their California Girls spoof, Equestria Girls. Equestria Girls were kind of magical. And I went and listened to them after that review was done, and loved them so much that I put them on my iPod and continued listening to them while I was working out at the gym that was November, for like 2 months until January came along, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch the show. And I watched every episode from the premiere till Hearthwarming Eve. I remember Family Appreciation Day was the first episode I watched like the day it premiered. And yeah, I've been a fan ever since. No matter how this turns out, I'm glad. I'm glad I got into this show. For all the ups and downs of both the show and the fan base, because this fan base has done some stupid shit. They've done great stuff too. I'm glad I got involved in this. And I'll continue to do it. I went to BronyCon, the last BronyCon, and it was a blast. I might go to another one. I heard there's this one called Sequestria, that's also in Maryland, if I'm still living like in PA, because there's really no other ones that are, like the next closest one to me I think is like in Ohio. Let's watch the last episode of Friendship is Magic. The Last Problem, written by Josh Haber. We will start in 3, 2, 1, click. Dragons and ponies and dragons and changelings and griffins galore. Oh my.
I got here as soon as I could, but Friendship Ambassador is a full-time job these days.
What the
Peace
fuck?
between Abyssinians and the Diamond Dogs has not been easy.
That's why I picked you for the job.
Oh.
But I'm glad you could come.
So, what's the emergency?
Ever since I took over Celestia's school, my focus has been on teaching magic. But now it seems my top student has missed the most important lesson of all.
What do you mean?
Let's just say it'll be good to have my royal advisor and Friendship Ambassador by my side.
What is
Your
this?
Majesty, she's here.
Send her in, Gallus.
Ah! Gallus is a guard! Hello? Who are you?
Your Majesty. Luster, I may be the ruler of Equestria, but I'm still just your teacher.
And you've been wonderful. I've enjoyed every moment at the School of Magic. But I'm just not sure it's the right place for me.
I
Why
see.
not?
And it's not work. I could spend
She's got that
weeks in the
smirk.
library doing research. It's just that there's a lot of focus on making friends.
If that's your problem, you've come to the right place.
But that's just it.
Oh,
I don't
Spike.
want to make friends.
What?
So you'd rather leave the School of Magic than make friends?
I was hoping to set up an independent course of study. I want to accomplish.
They're gonna
as
do
much
this
as
to
you
me.
have,
They
so
gotta make it an epilogue
Hard
set
to do
years in the
that without
future.
friends.
Oh.
I'm not so sure. Friendship looks like more of a distraction than anything else, and ultimately a waste of time.
Listen.
What? I know you and your friends.
We
accomplished
gotta
a
talk
lot.
you through this.
That was so.
I have 9 seasons of a
As far
show
as I
you
can
can
see,
watch.
You rule by yourself now.
Hello, royal advisor right here.
And I don't think there's anything
nothing's
wrong with
changed,
that.
has it?
In fact, I think it's better. Plus, if friendships ultimately fade, why even make them in the first place?
You know what, Luster Dawn? You're right.
What?
End of series. That's where it ends. Oh god. I had to freaking. Now we got all that new. Them and the old. Of course, it's got to be an epilogue. Like, it just had to be an epilogue. It'll be like the ending of the regular show finale, like the last 2 minutes stretched out, and I'm gonna freaking bawl my eyes out. It's okay. I am a strong man. Wonder what happened. So what's season 10 gonna be? Is it gonna be between these two? Or is it gonna be like more with her? Like,
Friendship is more trouble than it's worth? This is your top student?
Friendships take work, and there's no guarantee they'll last. They can be complicated. They can be messy.
They
And
all
they'll
have
never
their-
go the way you plan.
oh,
Friendship is a hard
flurry.
thing to navigate. I remember the first time I realized it might not last forever.
Twilight?
Oh,
pretty sure
okay,
that's
this is what we're getting.
I'm just doing a final check, Spike.
But we did
Flashback.
a final check of every room. Twice.
Aha!
Power ponies!
An issue of Power Ponies. Now aren't you glad we triple checked?
Thanks, but I already read this one. I don't need to take it to Camelot.
No. You love Power Ponies. We're taking
Bullshit. I reread Harry Potter every few
Really,
years.
Twilight? We don't have to bring the comic. I'm not even sure how much longer I'll collect it. A lot is changing, and I am getting older.
Just because things change doesn't mean you leave everything you love
Nope,
behind.
nope. You're not
You're not
you.
so
I
worried
refuse
about
to let that
leaving
happen.
Equestria, are you?
No, I know it took some time, but I've never been more ready for anything in my life. Just because I'm ready to sit on the throne in Camelot doesn't mean I'm ready to leave Ponyville.
Oh,
When we were all fighting to save Equestria from T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, I was too busy to
epic
think about
picture of her.
it. But now it's all happening
Derpy.
at once.
What?
Cranky.
The coronation, moving, leaving our friends.
I thought we'd all be ruling Equestria together.
Of course we will, but it won't be the same. They all have lives here. We're moving away and they're not, and I can't help but feel like we're leaving them behind. What if we all just drift apart?
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that. Maybe you should talk to them. I bet they're feeling the same way.
You're right, Spike. Thanks. Sometimes talking to a good friend is all it takes.
Oh, don't tell me this is gonna be like the ending of Friends, and I'm just gonna. Oh.
So you're not worried about how things might change with me living in Canterlot?
Of course not. Change is natural, like the seasons. That's just life on the farm.
I guess so.
Anywho, I really need to get all these boxes packed and sorted. There's a lot more work now that the folks beyond Equestria are coming to the coronation, too.
Oh.
Worried? No way! Unless you're talking about the coronation, because then yes. Obviously the cakes are handled, but there's the whole rest of the party to stay on top of. Honestly, I'm not convinced Gummy really took care of the fireworks.
But what about after the coronation?
He is the philosopher of our time, Pinky. You will show him respect.
Well, since I'll be in charge of all the Canterlot galas from now on, I'll have to go there a lot more. So I guess that's different, but I don't think I mind.
No, of course not.
I know how you feel. Oh, change is scary, but it has to happen.
Wonderful work, everyone.
Amazing I'm watching this.
Josephine,
Yesterday was the last day of
one
one of my coworkers who had been with me, like, on that shift
you should
for like
go
3
too.
years.
I know it's a long way.
I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but
plenty of snacks to restore
It's
your
like,
energy.
she was one of the
before we perform.
constants of this job.
Everyone else gets to ride, since the trip's too much for your little wings. We need everyone in tip-top shape for the coronation.
Hummingbird heartbeat.
Glad we got the chance for one last rehearsal. Everyone's so excited. But I can't imagine any pony's more excited than you. Moving to Canterlot, being crowned. I can't think of a single bad thing about any of it.
Yeah, me neither.
In 3, 2, 1, and...
Look, Rainbow Dash, I know this is important to you, and we all want the routine to be special, but are you sure it needs to be this complicated?
Of course! And I
You're
know
the
we can
frickin'
pull it off. Sorry,
leader.
Twilight. I don't have time to talk. We've got a lot more work to do before the coronation.
Kiss.
Darling.
Sorry,
change
I'm a
is an
Soar and
integral part of
Dash shipper.
fashion. I myself am considering opening boutiques for non-ponies. Things must evolve, or they become stale. For example,
Yeah.
I was just
Spiders.
struck with a sudden inspiration to change my design for your gown by including the webs of these star spiders. They glow for a short while after they're spun. They won't have much time to weep.
Could you imagine season 1 Rarity doing that? I
You
can't.
See, darling, change can be fabulous if you embrace
Change.
it.
Change. Oh.
Starlight is supposed to come over soon. There's a little something we wanted to give you before we leave. You know what? I think you're right, Twilight. I should take my comics to Canterlot. We can't leave the Power Ponies behind.
I don't think the Power Ponies care, Spike. Just like all of our friends.
Oh, they do care
All right,
about
Twilight. Are you ready? We all wanted to see you off, but there's still a lot to do.
Aren't you coming on the train?
I gotta go with Big Mac so we can go over our packing list, or we won't know who gets what deliveries.
And I'm gonna meet the Wonderbolt so we can go over the routine one last time.
I'm going with Gummy. He
By that I mean
said he
6
knows
more,
when the
3 more
fireworks display
times.
should start, but does any pony really believe that? And I still need to pick up food for the swans and doves who flew ahead to Canterlot. If I don't get them fed, they'll be too pooped to perform.
Well, I'll be living in Canterlot alone. Might as well take the train alone, too.
you. You got all the guards and the
Bye,
maids.
I
and-
guess.
Oh.
Oh, you won't be traveling alone, darling. I'll have just enough time on the train to weave the star spider sash for your gown. But we should leave now. There's no time to dawdle if you want the coronation to be perfect.
That's the problem. You're all so worried about making my coronation perfect, but I'm leaving Ponyville and none of you even care.
I always thought that the ending of the show had to
You
be.
moved away. Your friends didn't care, and that was that.
Actually, not exactly.
Of course we care that you're moving, Twilight.
I can't believe you think we don't. What could possibly make you think that?
I tried to talk to you all about how I was feeling, but you seemed more worried about what you had to do for the coronation.
It's true. I was there.
I suppose it gave us something else to focus on.
I knew you were worried about everything changing. I guess I thought if I made it seem like everything was okay, it would be.
I was just trying to make you feel better. That way I wouldn't feel so terrible.
Before I moved to Ponyville, I didn't really know what friendship was. You've all taught me so much. I can't believe it all might be ending. But when I imagine the future, all I can think about is that we won't be together. I'm literally moving away from you and it's terrifying.
I'm scared too. Me too.
Rattled to the core.
Yep.
Rattle
wouldn't say
to the
scared.
core. I'm terrified.
Just because I won't say it doesn't mean I don't feel it.
Oh.
I'm gonna miss you so much. I just can't stop thinking about how much things are going to change. What if we don't see each other? What if we don't talk as much?
What if we don't
Social
stay friends?
media doesn't exist in this universe.
I know it's weird, but knowing you're all as upset as I am actually makes me less worried.
That's nice. But you should be more worried about missing the train to Canterlot.
Sorry I'm so late. I actually thought I'd missed you. There's no time!
Oh.
Oh no, we missed
Oh. You could teleport, Twilight.
it!
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the train. Everything should be fine, right?
I'd worked out exactly how much time I needed to weave my Star Spider sash, and now I'm behind.
I hope Big Mac can figure out who gets what deliveries on his own.
I assume these contain the finest sparkling apple juice?
Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
I wish he had just
Sweet
said
apple acres applesauce for my coronation parfait.
Rumble!
This is
Did he get his
the
cutie mark?
applesauce. Yup.
I don't have the snacks the doves and swans will need to perform after their long flight. I'd better find the food car.
And I need to meet the Wonderbolts. Where's the coronation team?
Well, they waited, but when you didn't show, they thought you must have meant to meet outside at candlelight.
The only thing I'm worried about is Gummy handling the fireworks display. But I'm sure it's fine.
And then Ponyville just blew up.
It could always be worse.
Don't fucking curse you, sheep!
Goodness, Twilight, are you all right?
My friends and I had a few hiccups on the way, but everything's fine now.
We really are both just so proud of you. If you need
Me
a
too.
moment, that's all right. It is your coronation.
Although it would be nice to get started. Are you ready? No! She can't possibly be crowned without her coronation gown.
Very well. Citizens of Equestria and beyond.
Oh,
My sister and I have
Was
ruled
that the
this
dragon
land for
from
quite
Dragon
some
Shy?
time, but even we know that change eventually comes to us all.
You too.
And though we know it can be unsettling, it's as natural as the rising and setting of the sun and the moon, both of which my sister and I feel
Liquid
confident
pride.
leaving in the hooves of the pony.
You look amazing. Oh, I almost forgot.
And so, without further ado,
Oh,
I
dear.
give you the new ruler of Equestria, Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Sorry.
It's as adorkable as ever.
Twilight.
Oh no.
I know these aren't the snacks I promised, but it's all I could find.
Well,
Where-
Dash or no Dash, Twilight's about to get that crown. Wonderbolts, roll out!
Of course it had to be like this. Hi, Zephyr. In Quibble
To Twilight!
to Twilight.
Close enough.
Eh.
Okay, I get it now. Your coronation was such a disaster that you and your friends never really recovered, and that's why you all drifted apart.
Well, you're half right.
Oh dear. What happened next?
So, the coronation wasn't a disaster, and your friendships just faded away over time?
Not exactly.
Sorry I'm late, but it is so hard to find a sitter with a sense of humor for little cheese.
Honestly, I would have been here sooner, but you would not believe how busy Yak-Yakistan is these days.
She's got a little
Maybe we
gray
can
in
get
her
quizzes
man.
on time if you let me do some of the chores instead of always doing everything yourself.
Maybe I would if you did them the right way. Oh,
Are
sorry.
you fucking
We're not the last
kidding?
ones, are we?
Nope.
Discord's headed to an O&O convention where he'd be joining us.
Oh.
I just assumed that since you aren't together all the time now, that we aren't friends. That's not the point of my story. It's true my coronation was a disaster.
Well, at least the coronation is over.
That was something.
I was just about to say the same thing. I know maybe it wasn't the coronation you planned, but it's good to see all of you laughing.
We wanted to give this to you before you left Ponyville, but things got a little hectic.
Since you're moving away, we thought if you missed any of us, or Ponyville, this might help.
Aww. It's a book of memories.
And we all chipped in some.
No matter how much things change, you'll always have this to look back on.
I love it. Thank you so much. But I don't want to only look back. Obviously, the coronation wasn't perfect, but that doesn't matter. It's our relationships that really count, and we have to maintain them.
But now that we'll be living in different places, I'm not exactly sure how.
I am. I suggest we meet once a moon. In fact, my first royal decree as ruler of Equestria is to establish this Council of Friendship.
And what a wonderful decree it is.
We always knew that whatever adversity you faced, you and your friends would find your way through it together.
We know Equestria is in the perfect hooves with you and your friends looking out for it. And while we'll always be here if you need us, it's time for us to be on our way.
You're
Where are
leaving?
you going?
We hope you'll come and visit us in Silver Shoals.
But now it's time for you to rule on your own. You're all more than capable.
Thank you for everything.
So, even though everything changed, and you moved away from your friends, you didn't grow apart? And this is the Council of Friendship. That's what you're all doing here?
Duh! This time every moon.
What she means is, this is how we've been ruling together.
And how we've continued to face every problem and threat to Equestria over the years.
But mostly, it's how we keep in touch. No matter how busy life gets.
Sometimes friendships can be hard, and it takes work to maintain them. But without friends, things can be a lot harder.
I never thought about friendship being something to work at, and I don't mind work. I guess if they don't have to fade away, maybe making friends isn't the waste of time I thought. But I've been so focused on my studies, I wouldn't know where to start.
That's all right, because I know exactly where to send you.
No.
When I started out, I was unsure. I thought I knew all that I needed, didn't know what to expect. But when my walls came down, I saw the truth. All along something was missing, and I think you'll see it too. This is where the magic happens. This is where the magic lives. Our friendships weave together stronger. The bonds grow deeper, lasting longer. And the greatest spell you'll know is how the magic of friendship
Oh. Okay. Oh. Well, that was very nice. So, let's just look at all the stuff that happened in the future. Cheese and Pinky got together. It looks like Rainbow and Applejack got together, or at least are living together. We saw Lyra and Bon Bon. I missed that when I reacted to the Big Mac question. Right, it looked like Big Mac and Applejack, Sugar Belle had a kid. And everyone's just happy. And Sambar and Yona are together. Oh God. I don't know how to react to this. I'm so thankful I got involved with this show, and I know it's not completely over. Sunburst and starlight. Oh. This was great. What was that thing Jay said? Ain't nothing worse than watching a fucking fat man weep. Ugh. I don't know why people were sending threats and bad messages to Jim Miller. That was basically the perfect ending. Just to have it close like how it opened. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren and Jim and Jason and all the voice actors and actresses, all the animators, Daniel, the other people in the music department, all the writers, Josh, Michael, Nicole, Melissa, Megan. I don't want to miss any of the other ones. Christine and Joanna, Ed, all of you. Even just thank you. Thank you all for creating something that got me through some really rough times. This was so nice, and I'm gonna put this on the internet for people to see, which is kind of funny. But again, it's not completely over. We have G5, the comics, which I'm gonna guess are set between like her coronation and that, because it seems they're a little too, things are a little too good to be like set after the future part. Is that what G5's gonna be? Like, is G5 gonna be there? And like that just kind of, this whole episode kind of hit, because I'm going through a lot of changes right now. I've gone through changes. Change has basically been the 2010s in a nutshell. Like, it has. I graduated high school. I went to college. I graduated college. I moved out of my parents' house. And I'm really not planning to have this job at this point next year, so this show is 2010s, the show. And again, thank you to everyone involved. Thank you. Can't wait to see that Equestria Girls one. I won't do a reaction on it, but I kind of want this to be the last one. Maybe when the G5 comes around, I don't know. But yeah. Thank you for everything, and thank you all for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.